hear this, hopefully. So we got air escaping here, which is no bueno. But we got this box of just a bunch of stuff. I got intake manifolds there. I got a K over there that apparently has a spun rod bearing. So this box has the parts in it. That's interesting. Euroline style wheels, but I think they're called Stitch. It's like they're G35 wheels, but I only have 2 of them. These wheels. Then we got these guys, which I think they are Maserati wheels. On the car, it has an ISR exhaust. We got it for a good deal. Got a lot of parts to go through. And we got a spare block now for a stupid deal as well. So, looking pretty good. But we got to get this guy out of here so we can pull the motor out of that real quick, get that shell gone. Now let's do 240. All right, 240 time. Damn it. We're gonna have to jump it off. That fucking sucked. Welcome back to another one. Today we'll be pulling the motor out of the S15 hatch. I've got her jacked up. From my understanding, this harness should be part of the chassis harness or something along those lines. It's not like a Honda where you can unplug it right here for the engine harness. We need to get all this harness off, start taking all this crap off, disconnect the drive line, also drain the transmission fluid, and I guess drain the oil because it's still leaking a crap ton out of the oil pan. You'd think all that would already leaked out by now, but whatever. Oh, gotta drain the coolant too. I guess it would probably be easy just to remove the radiator too. So let's get to it.
Alright guys, welcome back to Weekender Garage without Jared. We're going to have this SR out, God's motor out here soon. I don't think we're going to be able to talk Jared into an LS, but maybe we can make this some nice shit. We'll see how it goes.
Alright, check this out. This nut, loose. We never touched it. Same for this guy over here, loose. Now, kicker, watch this shit. Come on, camera. Where are we at? Where are we at right there? There's no fucking nut on there, or the other side.
What the fuck?
Damn.
240 people.
That's crazy. Alrighty, so next day out here, and we just sold the shell. As you can see, there's no 240 hatch out here. Now we need to sell the KA stuff and all the parts that came with it. I think Cason's buying those. Colton wants the hot boy wheels that were on it. After all that, we should only be a couple $100 until this SR swap. Even though it's got bad rings, that's pretty freaking solid. So now we need to pull the transmission off this. Let's get this thing on a stand. Alright, so I got one of the pistons out. This is number 4. That's supposed to be really bad. And as you can see, the rings look great. There's no cracks I can see. The piston is good right here. And then the skirts don't really have much scoring. There's like a little bit right there. And then same over here. The bearings itself don't look too bad. It looks like there might have been a little bit of heat, but the crank itself is shiny. I don't see any gouges. But next, we've got water in the combustion chambers of the head itself. These were the 2 ones that were 60 and 30. So we're trying to see if it leaks past the valves. If it does, then the head's our issue, and that's where we're losing compression. I don't think it's the block now, because this was the worst piston we had. Or the worst compression was this piston, so I guess we'll see. Alright, so this is where I'm at with everything. We took this head and we put water in the chamber and nothing leaked down after a whole day of it just chilling. So I think this head is good in that aspect, that it's not like a bent valve or anything, the seat's fucked up or anything like that. But we do have that issue right there. See how it's scorned compared to that. It's all shiny, scorned. So I don't know if this head is, but that head right there should be good, and that block should also be good. But since we already have this one on the stand, I think we just go ahead and take this one apart. So the plan is to take a block and a head to machine shop, let them check the flatness, deck it if they need to, hot tank it, clean it up, check the bore itself against one of the stock pistons that I bring, make sure that's all good. If we need to bore it, then we'll handle that. Haven't made up my mind yet if they need a bore, then we'll go forge bottom end yet. I wasn't really trying to spend that money yet. I wanted like a stock motor to throw in the car, get it running, and worry about the outside, buying like a Sylvia front and all that cool S chassis stuff. We'll kind of see what happens after we talk to the machine shop, but that means I need to just go ahead and get this block taken care of, get taken down all the way. But basically what I just described, I want done by the machine shop, is exactly what I did with the Miata. Turned out fine. I mean, that thing's a fucking ripper. So I think we're good. Just, I don't understand what happened to this motor and why we had no compression. There's so many what ifs. Everyone has their opinions on it, but I haven't gotten like a definite reason why. So I'm hoping machine shop can at least tell us or have an idea. Hopefully it's not like a cracked block or head or anything. Some people said the head gasket might be bad, but we'll look at it. So this is the head gasket. People are saying that this spot right here is breached, but the issue is all of them are like that. In my head, if that was the case, then each cylinder should have had some weird compression, not a 120/60, 120/30. It doesn't make sense. And me and Colton ran the compression test twice, and we got the same results. And then the leak down test showed, as we saw, 2 and 4, which is the 60 and 30 psi, pissing out the crankcase. So at this point, I don't know. I just hope everything's fine. That's what I'm stressing out about, is I don't know. And I hate I don't know. So it'll probably be fine, but just this in between right now really sucks. Kind of threw a wrench in my plan. But let's go ahead, get this thing torn down, get everything laid out, and ready to go to the machine shop tomorrow. Alright, so we got the motor all loaded up. Got the head, cranks right there, the block, the cam caps, the cams, oil pan, and then the pistons are under it. I don't know if we need all that stuff, but I'm just going to bring it just in case and ask the machine shop if we do. But while I was loading it, I was thinking to myself, I should probably check the oil pickup screen, because this dude, whoever it was, used a metric ton of RTV. And I was thinking maybe that's why the motor died. But then I thought to myself, I don't remember taking off a pickup tube. And sure enough, I went over there to the other motor, took the pan off, and there's the pickup tube just chilling. I was like, yeah, I do not remember seeing that. So this is our oil pump right here, and it doesn't look like there's ever been anything bolted to it. And I can't find a pickup tube anywhere that I would have put it if I'd taken it off this motor. So I need to go back and look at my footage and see if I can see a pickup tube, which I'm going to take a wild guess and say there was no pickup tube, which is scary, which also makes me think the story of this car running is a fucking lie. Because I don't know how this motor would run without a pickup tube, at least not run for long, which we saw something fucking majorly fucked up on it. So again, not ideal what I was trying to go for, but fingers crossed we can get at least one good motor right now and then figure out what's useful on the spare parts. Again, I don't know if I've said it before in this video, but the plan is to build a stock motor, throw it in the car, get it running, make the outside of the car look how I want it, spend the money there, and then later build a motor on the side, dump that in there, and sell a good running stock motor for a pretty big profit comparatively of what I have in these two motors, and that should maybe pay for the built motor. So I don't know, lots up in the air right now. It's fine. It's fine. Daijoubu desu. All right, off to the machine shop.